Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with today's trading action. It's Thursday, the 14th of March, as we head into the Asian session right now. My Metastock's been down for a couple of days, but just a bit of a recap, right? So some of the numbers, US inflation numbers, disappointing in the sense that they, well, as expected or just slightly above expectations, right? It just forms a bit of a base for the dollar, stops the slide. Then you look at the UK GDP numbers, pretty much as expected now. And same with the manufacturing production numbers. Now, what we're sort of seeing is like this happens at the end of a hiking cycle. We're in this grays area, and sometimes the numbers keep rolling and then they stall, and then we're in that sort of loose area. You just got to be patient, right? And don't think that all is lost, because if I just show you the charts here, right, the major pairs, right, we've had a bit of a recalibration since the US CPI numbers. Of course, weaker numbers, they flog the dollar. But you know what? If we had got really weak US numbers, you've probably got one trading opportunity and everything, collapses. The dollar just drops dramatically. Euro, sterling, everything else just goes very quickly. So you miss the opportunity. What we have got here now, and what I'm trying to say is, do not despair, because we've recalibrated the markets, right? And we do end up with support and resistance levels on pretty much most things. Okay, so on most major pairs. So like the Euro's topped out, Sterling's topped out. Okay, Aussie's topped out after, all the data that's come out. And the dollar's sort of bottomed out a little bit here as well. Okay, and dollar yen, obviously eyes on dollar yen with this dollar sort of weakness. And dollar CAD, well, it's still doing its best, but similar to what the other dollar pairs are doing, I guess, in price action. But obviously oil making a play there. So what I'm trying to say is, do not despair. There are opportunities, and we're going to have more trading opportunities. The best outcome for us is slightly weaker numbers, and we get about 10 different trading opportunities, plus you get the overall trend, right? A big shift in a number very quickly is haphazard, right? It's hard to actually trade the opportunity, and you get one crack, and if you miss it, well, it's over. So the recent release of the numbers, yeah, it hasn't been ideal, but that's what we've got, and that's what we work with. Now, once these numbers roll through, right, there's a line through them, the market just discards them, right? And then it's on to the next numbers. What else have we got to look at? Obviously, PPI Retail Sales in the US, and also don't forget the initial jobless claims numbers there. This is like a pretty good number, right? And the previous number, retail sales, was minus 0.8. So once again, it's like whoever was at the Bureau of Stats has really screwed up all of January's numbers, because they are, or February's numbers, because they are a little bit off key. We are expecting a correction here. So this is what we need to be looking at, right? The dollar is still in play. We've got the core PPI and the month on month. But retail sales, previously minus 0.8, consensus 0.8, right? So that's something that we need to work at, because if we don't get the correction, well, the dollar will go again. But if we get a massive correction, well, then the dollar will have a chance to slowly pick itself up off the floor, right? Now, just looking at the markets at the end of the sort of US day, okay, equity markets slightly up. That's giving us a bit of a risk-on profile, okay? Euro, sterling, Aussie up. You get a couple of odd pairs out here, CAD and the renminbi, Chinese yuan, whichever way you want to look at it. So there's things happening, but when you look at the charts here, right? Okay, just coming back to that, see how the markets are now sort of drifting sideways. They're coming up towards levels. Well, Euro's got a little bit of a upward bias. Sterling a little bit sideways. Aussies now and Kiwi have both sort of found a home, as dollar CAD. Dollar yen slowly coming back. The dollar index sort of sideways as well. So everything is now recalibrated to the numbers that have come out. We're now waiting for the next level of numbers to hit the screens. And that's all you're going to do, right? You can't go and make things happen just because you want to have a trading opportunity yourself, right? This is the markets. They're live, they're active, and you just come back to your major screens, and we'll see what we've got. Now, let me just see if I can get up News Squawk, get you some ranges here, if possible. Okay, so wrong screen, sorry. All right, so just having a look at these numbers here, retail sales. Okay, this is the one I was sort of looking at. Okay, so expected plus 0.8. The range here, this is like a massive range, minus 0.2 to plus 1.7, right? So don't think just because it's over 1%, you're going to get a massive move. Previous, it was minus 0.8. To me, that's the one that can really kick things into gear. Of course, PPI, Producer Price Index, it is an inflation number. So you've got to like have an eye on that. Okay, so, and then you obviously got their jobless claims. It's not exactly as bad as all these numbers coming out at the same time as the non-farm payrolls, but I tell you what, it's halfway there, right? So just understand you've got PPI, retail sales, jobless claims all coming out at the same time. There's no need to rush in. What we're looking for is the big disparity, I think, in retail sales, and then we can have a look at the jobless numbers after that. All right, so bits to look at. Markets, well, they're stalling just at the moment, but today is the chance with these US numbers to really get the dollar moving again, right? Just be patient, wait for the timing, momentum, direction. Once you get that, you're on. All right, guys, have a good one. All the best. Cheerio.